Yo, what is going on, guys? Achilles here, and I figured that I would do a commentary for the first time in probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. I know I haven't been able to do stuff like this for quite a long time, just because I have been extremely busy lately. When you get to college, there's a lot of things to look forward to. Schooling, partying, meeting friends and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. But stuff like this, you don't really get that much time to do anymore. And I find myself having a lot of time to actually play World of Tanks. But I just kind of want to have the social aspect. I don't really want to throw away that part of college. So really enjoying it. As an update to what I said in my 113 video I posted yesterday. I actually am seriously considering joining the Phi Gamma Delta fraternity, for Fiji as they're known. And, they're really cool guys, and I just kind of wanted to, talk about them for a little bit before I actually get into the gameplay. Well, actually, this gameplay, for those of you who have no idea what this tank is, it is actually the Cromwell Knight that they just released. It's literally just a Cromwell B. If for any of you who played PC, it's pretty much just a Cromwell B, but it has the Union Jack on it. So this video is all about Britain. I gotta show the British pride, just because I thoroughly adore the British tanks. They've really grown on me over the last week or so, or month or so, or something like that. But yeah, so the Fiji guys, I love these guys, man. They're all really cool. We actually had our first football game yesterday, and we actually lost. I have no idea how we lost to FIU. Honestly, we played like shit. Ever since Bortles left and Storm left, this team wasn't what it used to be, and I don't think we're going to be as big of a contender as we were in the past years. But hopefully, we can pull some shit out of our ass and, make the best of it. But, the guys from Fiji, we actually went to a tailgate. I went to a tailgate yesterday, the Fiji tailgate, and it was like from 1 to 6, and it was just 5-6 hours of just shotgun and beers, throwing the football, and fucking grilling out, dude. It was awesome. I actually got burnt all to hell. I got the raccoon eyes from my sunglasses and stuff, so I kind of look like a retard. But yeah, so that was really fun. And then we only stayed to halftime. I actually didn't want to stay for the rest of the game, just because I was taking some guys back to the frat house and stuff, and I had some schoolwork to do. So yeah, but the Fiji guys, I really do like what they stand for, especially at the UCF chapter. That is, I've heard from the FIU Fiji guys aren't as understanding, nice, and dedicated to schoolwork and stuff like the UCF chapter is. But yeah, so they're pretty much they're really school focused, and that really speaks to me, because for those of you who do not know, I don't think I've ever told you guys this, but my dad actually went to Georgia Tech, and he was in the fraternity Lambda Chi Alpha. For those of you who are familiar with Lambda Chi Alpha, he was in there, and he really did have everything going for him. My grandfather, who is now deceased, he also went to Georgia Tech. I've had four generations of family go to Georgia Tech, so it's the family school. Go Ramblin' Wreck. But my dad was in Lambda Chi Alpha, and he's told me for the longest time, he's like, you don't want to throw away your college opportunity, just like I did, because he was your typical frat boy, party all the time, and just not really schoolwork wasn't a primary or priority. So, he actually went on. He was actually going to be a civil engineer, and he actually ended up having to drop his major and switch to business management because he went on academic probation. Just because he was partying too hard, and he wasn't taking school as seriously as he should. And he's always preached to me, probably for the last 10 years of my life. He's like, when you get to college, you gotta do what you're supposed to do. You gotta do what you need to do, because that's what you're there for, and that's to get an education and to get a degree. Now, whether or not I'll use this education in the actual real world is remains to be seen, and I guess I'll see when I actually get there. But yeah, I need the piece of paper to sum it up pretty much. But my dad had my grandfather was a lawyer, and that's what I'm going to do. Going to go to law school after, hopefully, and I can afford it and not have $100,000 in debt when I get out of grad school and stuff. But yeah, so my grandfather was really rich, and my dad didn't have he didn't have any student debt or anything like that, and he literally had everything handed to him on a silver platter. and he always preaches him today. He's like, this is my biggest regret of my entire life. You really need to. This is crunch time. You really need to take this seriously, just because he's beat it into my head so for the longest time. And I love my dad. He's my best friend. Me and my mom don't really have the strongest relationship, just because my parents are divorced. I don't think I've never actually talked to you guys about this, but I figured I'd just dive into this, just because this is a pretty opportune time for talking about this kind of stuff, just because this is such a life-changing event for me. College. This is where you come to grow up, and I feel like my time management skills are going to get a lot better, and just having to actually be an adult and stuff. So I'm really excited for schooling and stuff, and I've actually been doing a lot of studying and paying attention and stuff, and I really want to succeed, and I just have the drive to, and I know it kind of suffers from, or the YouTube channel kind of suffers a little bit, just because I can't put out as much content as I would like to, and I haven't been able. I could do a tank review, maybe within maybe like the next week or so, but I just want to get my priority, or have my priorities set, and shoot for what actually matters, and that's getting an education. And my parents and my grandfather and stuff, they're paying a lot of money for this, and I don't want to let them down. And yeah, so the first gameplay there you saw was the Knight, and a pretty good game. Honestly, it really is just a Cromwell, but it's pretty cool. I love super fast things like that. And it actually has a pretty good gun. The premium penetration is like 203. So in all actuality, you could play it like a light tank if you get into a tier 8 game. Just because I actually do think the Cromwell has 750 HP, and most tier 6 light tanks only have like 610 or something like that. So you actually do have the advantage. But the Cromwell's gun dispersion is just absolutely awful, as you guys saw when I was trying to shoot on the move at a couple of those tanks there. But the second gameplay I have for you today is with my favorite tank in the game. And this, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have made the final decision that the FV215B is my favorite tank in the game. And you can see there the beautiful 3 marks of excellence. This is the only tank I actually do have 3 marks on. And as you guys saw in the last video, I'm trying to get 3 marks on the 113. I cannot do it. It is so difficult to just consistently do extremely well. With the 215B, not to toot my own horn, but I kind of do think I'm probably one of the best 215B drivers in the game. Just because I know the tank, I know what it can and can't do, and it's really important to exceeding and being successful in a tank of this stature. The gun isn't necessarily difficult to use, but the tank itself is, making sure that you can utilize all of its armor and know what situations you need to be in to excel in a tank like this, just because the 215B isn't known for having a ton of armor, but there are quite a few things you can do with the 215B just to we just keep the gun singing. That's crucial to this being able to be successful with this tank. The longer you stay alive, the more help you're going to be to your team, and that goes for any tank, but especially something like this where the gun is just so accurate. The dispersion is amazing. The rate of fire is amazing. I don't know if you guys see there, I actually am not running a health kit. I actually am running a super heavy spall liner plus the pain tolerance thing, and I actually do have jack of all trades on my crew. Mr. Duncan McQuarrie, my favorite crew member, and so I do have like extreme crew protection. So I am kind of screwed when I actually, like, my gunner or my driver dies, but I still have jack of all trades, so it's not as bad, but it's not as good as it could be. As you can see, I am running pudding and tea. So I actually do have I think it's a 6.88 second reload on a 400 alpha gun. That's like almost STB status. This gun is insane. I still will stand by this tank and say that it has the best gun in the game. 100%. I wouldn't pick any other gun in the game over this. It's too good. In a brawl where you're in a one-on-one situation, you're gonna win. Just because this tank has the rate of fire, it has the turret armor, and you actually can surprisingly face hug very well in this tank, just because most people don't really know about the weak spots on the actual tank itself, like the 2 little 140 millimeter block thick things right under the turret ring. If you guys watch my 215B review, if you haven't already, you probably should, just because this is one of those things that's probably one of the best kept secrets, that if you understand this tank and you learn to love it and love the gun, I know it's an awful grind. It really is bad until you get to the Conqueror fully upgraded, but I I can't stress enough how worth it is when you finally get this thing. And you know, I was kind of, you know, lenient, or not as sure about if I was going to be happy that they replaced this thing. If none of you have heard, they actually are, you know, they're going to be implementing the Chieftain onto the PC version very soon. And I actually did get the 215B on PC probably about a week ago, and you know, I absolutely love it. I'm averaging like a 70% win rate, like just crazy good average damage per game, crazy good and average XP per game, just because this is one of those tanks that I really, really do excel in, and I feel like I really, really, really do. I'm just really good in this tank, to be honest, dude. You know, so it's just things like this, you know, in another tank like this, say I was in the 50B, you know, you saw the side scrape right there, and some people are really, you know, they get disillusioned with the shitty side armor on the 215B, but you know, as long as you keep that 70-degree angle, it really doesn't matter how thick your side armor is, unless it's like the 50B and it's like 30 millimeters thick. You know, for those of you who did watch my 215B review, I mentioned quite a few times that any gun over 155 millimeters will auto pen your side armor, unless they are shooting a heat round. Keep that in mind. There actually is some slight spaced armor over the side of the hole there by the tracks, so you know, that's really helpful if you've got like an E100 that's you know, you say you're driving diagonally, like you'll see me do it a ton. Like if you guys watched my 113 video yesterday, you'd see me drive like diagonally at people to where I was angling my side to where they bounce off my side, but if they hit my front of the tank, they'd hit my tracks, or if they aimed it and they know what they're doing, they lead it good enough to hit my lower plate. And that's one of the tactics that I really like to implement with this tank too, just because the tracks are so big, and they can absorb quite a bit. But you know, the 215B, this is I'm gonna be really sad to see this thing go, but from what I hear, the Chieftain is gonna have an absolutely fantastic gun, like 10 degrees of gun depression, like a 1.4 second aiming time, STB rate of fire, and it's sounding really promising. You know, it's probably just going to be another one of those tanks that I just absolutely fall in love with, just because the gun is so good. You know, I actually do think the Chieftain looks really cool too. But you know, my dear FE215B will be missed. You know, hopefully they don't replace it on Xbox anytime soon. I know Payne has said quite a few times that he doesn't like taking tanks away from people. So you know, hopefully that's not the case with the Waffle, and they will get rid of that piece of shit. But you know, hopefully they'll keep my baby in the game, because this hands down, this is my favorite tank in the game. I know I've been like contemplating and telling you guys that, you know, I don't really have like a per se favorite, but my heart is set on the FE215B, and it's I'm never going back. This is it's a struggle to play tanks that have shitty accuracy and, you know, like gun dispersion and stuff, just because I'm so used to this gun, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And you can see here just the side scraping abilities here, and I get a really lucky bounce. Actually no, I didn't bounce him there, but you saw when I was driving over to the wall that I actually was driving diagonally. And you know, smart players, you know, I don't think those T-34s really were, you know, I'm not taking anything away from them, but you know, they led their shot, and he did exactly what he needed to, you know, just because, you know, the 215B's lower plate is very large, so being able to, you know, count on your tracks eating it, and you have to keep in mind that you can't over angle your side armor, just because if you do drive at a diagonal angle, that they will actually pen your side armor. So yeah, you saw there, pop goes the weasel on that 452B, man. I fucking hate that tank. It's just so frustrating. But you know, just a decent game in the 215B for you guys, and you know, I just kind of wanted to do like a British kind of thing for this video, and you know, just do a commentary in general, just because I haven't actually done one of these in a long time. So 6,800 damage, almost 7k, and 5 kills, but I guess that's not enough to merit a mastery badge. You know, apparently, you know, people are doing extremely well in this thing or something like that. But you know, I will be trying to keep a persistent video upload kind of schedule thing, but you know, I'm doing the best I can. I still want to keep you guys informed and keep you in the loop and stuff, but you know, it's going to be a struggle when I get a job and stuff. But you know, I just want to thank you guys for watching, and that's it for this video, guys. And this has been Achilles, and I will catch you guys later.